Alright, so we came back by the river to do some fishing here, and we heard that there was an old cemetery back here, and we just confirmed that that's actually true. We see some headstones poking out of the ground here, and this one actually was just missed by a tree taking it out. Thankfully it missed. But there are remnants of headstones all around us right now. So I just came through here, and it looks like there's 3 in a row here, and the last little bit of another one over here that fell over. This one is still pretty readable. Looks like the last name was Vanderveer, aged 40 years old and 1 day. He died a day after their birthday. So what really gives it away is that there's walls all on the outside of this place that are still barely standing, but still clearly identify, thankfully for us, where this place still stands. Footstone here. It's like a toppled over headstone here. We move to the right a little bit. This one fell over. I can't read too much of this one. And this one has been hit by too many falling branches and exposed to too many elements to even read, but it's still somehow standing strong. So it looks like here this rock wall now is the outer boundary, one of the outer boundaries of the cemetery. Totally just toppled over rocks. Fairly stacked still, but I don't know how long this cemetery's been here, when the last person rather was buried here. So it would make sense to me that over the years some of these rocks would topple over, especially if they weren't cemented together or anything. But again, this here just is another one of these cemeteries in the middle of the woods here, long forgotten by people. So we have a very cool little cluster of forgotten headstones here. It is late April. Everything is starting to overgrow, so I can't imagine what this looks like in the summertime. You might see 1 or 2 of these protruding out from the top of all the weeds. So if we go on to the other side now, I saw that there were at least a couple more in pretty good shape. There's that one right there. If we come over here, there's a big open field over there. Here's another side of that wall that helped us identify this place. If we come over here, we have, it looks like 2 more. So this one is toppled over and unreadable, but this one is actually very readable, and the golden hour sunlight is going to help us make it out. So in memory of Samuel G. Vanderveer, November 1st, 1844. Oh no, sorry, that was his birthday. Died August 19th, I think. 1920, I want to say. It would have to be 1920, but yeah, that's a 9. Yep, that's a 9. 1920. See if it looks any different on the camera. August 8th. August 8th. 1920. So it's actually a lot newer than I expected it to be.
1920, yeah.
Still over 100 years old at this point, so I guess it's not unreasonable for something forgotten like this for 100 years to get to be in this shape, especially if it's not maintained. Let's see if we could see what is here. William F. They're pretty readable. I just can't get around all of the growth right now. So it looks like this one fell off of that there. And then under the bush here, it's concealing another toppled one over there, which I'm not going to be able to get to because it's just totally in the middle of this thorn bush. And then there's one more right there. Not sure if you could see that. That I just have absolutely no chance of getting to, even when we come back in the winter. But nonetheless, we still see it's there. Anything over here? Might be a little footstone in there, I see. Maybe. Here's the one corner of the rock fence. And it looks like there's one here, but all the letters are totally washed away. And just look at that glowing in the sunlight. Looks very cool, but very, very haunting, very creepy. Just sticking up in the middle of the woods nowadays. Totally forgotten. So we just finished up looking through all of this for anything we could find. I think we found everything that we could possibly see. So we're back where we started here with these two that are still standing and that one all the way in there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to come back here in the winter time now in order to see as much as I possibly can, kind of like the other cemeteries that I did. And I know there's usually a lot of interest in the cemeteries that I do on this channel. You guys really like that content, so I want to make sure I document this as thoroughly as possible. And I can almost guarantee you that there are more headstones hiding somewhere that we don't see yet. So this is the front left corner of the cemetery. The fence continues along this way, and I'm not seeing any other headstones yet. These might be headstones here that just kind of got thrown onto the top of this rock fence here. I don't really want to play with them too much to risk breaking them, but it looks like they are slate, and that's what they would have been made out of, or at least some of them would have been made out of. It looks like there's some footstones here, remnants of old headstones. That looks like a footstone. That looks like a footstone, maybe. That was, or a base, perhaps. That was just kind of thrown onto the rock fence here. Then we look this way, and you could barely see some of the headstones protruding out. It's really quite amazing how many of these tiny little forgotten places there are where we ourselves could end up one day. Places like this that are just tucked away in forgotten places in the middle of the woods. It looks like there's writing on that one, which is now a part of the rock wall. It looks like there's another one here. This looks like it's definitely oh no, I thought that was a headstone, but it looks like it's just a part of the stone wall. So you see Cal standing over there on the other end of the cemetery, and that's the front corner that I just showed everybody, and he's standing at the far back corner. So this is not a very big place at all. It again shows you just how small this place is, and because it's so small, it probably tells you why this place is so forgotten and unmaintained. It was probably a little community or a little family burial plot. The community died out, the family moved away, generations pass, and time is a curse like that. Over the course of 100 years, your very existence could be this. Definitely interesting to think about. As I was talking there, I saw that there was, looks like another headstone here, and another headstone under this rose bush there. It looks like, oh, I could definitely make that out if I can get to it. If not, this is gonna have to wait for the wintertime visit. That one might be a footstone, or the letters might be facing towards the ground, so I'm not entirely sure. Looks like I could at least get the last name off of this one, hopefully. I think the camera has a better view than I do, because I'm sending you guys into the rose bush now. But I guess this is what it's like to be a headstone from 150 years ago, overgrown by a rose bush now. Interesting perspective. Looks like Mariana, D-E-A-V-E-L. Dave, E-E. Hold on, let's see. Maybe I can use this camera to my advantage. That did not come out well. Marianne. Oh, Maria Vanderveer. There we go. That's it. 100%. Got it. Maria Vanderveer. So I think all of the headstones and last names that I could make out on these headstones here today have been Vanderveer. So like I was saying before, I'm pretty certain now that this was probably less of a community burial ground and more of a small little family plot. They were probably a farming family that settled this area at the time, and this is where their family members would go to rest. It looks like it says great, so maybe it says like great grandmother or something. I think this one's gonna have to wait for the winter time. Let's try this one more shot. This one's definitely gonna have to wait for the winter time. Those rose bushes will be gone, and I will be able to read the rest of the contents of that headstone. Definitely want to see what that says, make sure we document it. And I definitely want to see, I can almost guarantee you that there's more in here. I actually think I see one, at least what's left of one, but we will find out. Let's take a walk around the outside here, see if we could see anything in there. I don't think I do see anything from here. And here we are at the final corner. And we looked through all of those already. If you look here, it's a little bit elevated than everything else around here. But that's it. That's the entirety of it. And then there is a drainage ditch here, which obviously isn't natural, but they kept the cemetery alone, thankfully. And there's just nothing that way. And then over here is our little fishing spot for those of you who are into fishing. Oh, we got some stuff jumping down there, the one end of the drainage ditch, and then all the way down there is the river. Actually a big bend in our local river. And it is just an absolutely perfect day out. It's our first over 85-degree day here in New Jersey in April. So this was the perfect day to come out, do some fishing, and do some exploring. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help preserve these forgotten places and their history.